Good morning, everyone. I want to talk about something that can change everything in your life: unstoppable determination. You see, most people say they want something. They talk about their dreams. They might even take a few steps toward it. But when that first setback hits, they stop. They hesitate. They question if it's even worth it. But not you. I'm talking to the ones who don't quit when things get hard. I'm talking to the ones who dig deep, who fight through the pain, who get up every time life knocks them down. Unstoppable determination means refusing to quit no matter the obstacles. It's that inner strength, that fire within you that keeps burning even when every single thing around you says it's time to stop, to give up, to throw in the towel. It's about digging deeper when you think you've given everything. It's about going beyond your comfort zone, embracing the discomfort and recognizing that true growth only happens when you push through what feels impossible. There's a critical moment that everyone encounters in the pursuit of their goals, a breaking point. It's the point where most people walk away, where the pressure feels too intense, where the odds seem unbeatable. But this is where unstoppable determination kicks in. You see, determination is different from just wanting something. Anyone can want something, but wanting won't get you through the hardest moments. Wanting won't pick you up off the ground when you were knocked down. Only an unbreakable determination can do that. When you have unstoppable determination, you don't even allow the option of quitting to exist. It's not just about how much you want it. It's about making the decision that you won't stop. You burn the boats, so there's no option but to push forward. This mindset doesn't mean that you'll never feel doubt, fear, or frustration. Those feelings show up, but unstoppable determination means that you push through them. You embrace those emotions as part of the process. You don't see them as reasons to give up. You see them as fuel, as signs that you're on the right path, because nothing worth having comes easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it. But those who are truly unstoppable see obstacles as part of the journey, as steps that must be taken to reach the destination. When you're determined in an unstoppable way, you become resilient. Challenges become tests of your resolve. Every setback becomes an opportunity to learn, to adapt, to grow stronger. Instead of fearing failure, you begin to see it as a teacher. You start to understand that the only real failure is when you stop trying. Unstoppable determination means that you are willing to do whatever it takes to achieve your goal. And that doesn't just mean working hard when things are going well. It means grinding when things are falling apart, when you're tired, when everyone else has left the room. It means finding the strength you didn't know you had and pushing forward when every bone in your body wants to stop. People who have unstoppable determination develop a focus that is rare. They don't get sidetracked by distractions, by the opinions of others, or by temporary setbacks. They have a vision, a purpose, and they keep that front and center no matter what. They don't allow fear to dictate their actions. They recognize that fear is just a feeling, and they know that feelings are temporary, but their commitment is permanent. They learn to overcome their own limitations by focusing not on what's comfortable, but on what's necessary. They train themselves to think beyond the short-term discomfort and focus on the long-term reward. They keep going even when they can't see the full path ahead because they trust in their ability to find a way. This level of determination requires discipline and consistency. It requires a mindset that doesn't rely on motivation alone, because motivation can come and go. It's discipline that gets you out of bed when you don't feel like it. It's consistency that keeps you working late when everyone else is going home. People with unstoppable determination are consistent because they understand that it's the small daily actions that lead to big results. They don't wait for inspiration. They create their own. They don't rely on luck. They rely on their hard work, their focus, and their resilience. They make sacrifices others won't make, and they understand that those sacrifices are what separate them from the rest. People with unstoppable determination are willing to fail, to make mistakes, to look foolish in the eyes of others because they know that every failure is just another stepping stone toward success. They are willing to go all in, to take risks, and to stand alone if they have to. They don't let anything or anyone deter them because they know that the only thing that can truly stop them is their own decision to quit. And they refuse to make that decision. They refuse to give up because they know that the reward is worth every ounce of struggle, every bit of pain, and every moment of doubt. They know that. Success isn't about resources or background, it's about relentless commitment. So often, we're led to believe that success is reserved for those who already have the right connections, the right amount of money, or a perfect foundation laid out for them. We look at people who are successful and assume they had a head start that we didn't. But the truth is, resources, money, or a privileged background don't determine who makes it. What separates those who succeed from those who don't is relentless commitment. It's a level of dedication that can't be bought, that can't be handed down. It has to be built and developed from within. Relentless commitment is a mindset, a choice, and a practice. It's waking up every day and choosing to focus on your goal, regardless of where you started or what limitations might be in your way. When you're relentlessly committed to something, you don't let a lack of resources stop you. You learn how to be resourceful. You use what you have and make the most of it. If you can't afford the best tools, you find alternatives. If you don't know the right people, you build connections slowly, one at a time. If you're not in the ideal environment, you create your own environment by surrounding yourself with inspiration, with like-minded individuals, or even with a vision board. The committed don't sit around waiting for the perfect conditions to appear. They start with what they have and move forward anyway. They know that waiting only leads to more waiting, but acting, no matter how small the first steps, is what leads to real progress. Relentless commitment means doing whatever it takes, regardless of how uncomfortable or inconvenient it might be. People often look at successful individuals and think they got lucky or that things came easy to them, but they don't see the late nights, the missed outings, the sacrifices, the hard choices made day after day. When you're committed, you're willing to sacrifice short-term pleasures for long-term gain. You know there will be moments when you're exhausted, frustrated, or discouraged, but you push through because you understand that greatness doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen without discomfort. It's in those moments when most people would give up that your relentless commitment shines through and pushes you forward. Background doesn't define you, nor does it determine how far you can go. It's true that some people are born with more advantages, but that doesn't mean they are destined for success or that you are destined for mediocrity. There are countless stories of people who started with nothing, no money, no connections, no support, yet they made it to the top through sheer willpower and unwavering commitment. They didn't allow their background to dictate their future. They didn't accept their circumstances as a limitation. Instead, they used them as fuel, as motivation to work harder and reach further than anyone thought they could. They were committed, so they kept pushing forward despite the odds. Relentless commitment is about resilience and adaptation. When you are committed, you don't see obstacles as barriers, you see them as puzzles to be solved, as challenges that will only make you stronger. You approach setbacks with a problem-solving mindset, looking for ways to overcome, learn, and grow. If one path doesn't work, you adapt and try another. If you fail, you try again and again until you succeed. You don't let failures or mistakes stop you because you're committed to the process, not just the result. You understand that every setback is an opportunity to learn something valuable, to gain an edge, to sharpen your skills, and to become better prepared for future challenges. Relentless commitment means being self-motivated, not relying on external rewards or recognition to keep going. You're driven by your own vision, by your own sense of purpose, and that drive keeps you moving even when others don't see your progress, even when no one is applauding your efforts. The deeply committed don't need constant validation or encouragement. They believe in what they're doing, and that belief is what fuels them. They have a clear vision, and they stay focused on that vision no matter how hard things get. Failures and setbacks of champions rise after every fall. We all want success. We all want to achieve. But the path to success is never straight, smooth, or easy. The reality is that on any journey we're taking, failure is inevitable. Every successful person has faced moments of doubt, loss, and disappointment, but what sets champions apart is how they respond to these setbacks. Failure isn't something to be feared or avoided. It's something to embrace as part of the process. Every time you fail, every setback you encounter is a test of your resilience, your commitment, and your willingness to keep pushing forward despite the odds. It's easy to stay motivated and focused when things are going well, but true character and strength are revealed when you're faced with obstacles that seem insurmountable. Champions understand that setbacks are not final. They don't see failure as the end of the journey. They see it as a stepping stone, as a necessary part of growth. When they fall, they don't stay down, and they certainly don't let one failure define them. Instead, they analyze what went wrong, they learn from their mistakes, and they come back stronger and more determined than before. They have the mindset that failure is simply feedback, information on how they can improve, adjust, and ultimately succeed. Champions know that failure is not something to be ashamed of, it's something to be grateful for, because each failure teaches a lesson that success simply can't provide. Success may bring confidence, but failure builds resilience and wisdom. It teaches humility, patience, and the importance of perseverance. Every setback is an opportunity to reassess and realign. When you experience a failure, it forces you to look closely at your approach, your methods, and your mindset. It gives you a chance to identify weaknesses, to confront areas where you need to grow, and to develop skills you may not have realized you needed. Champions use failures as mirrors, reflecting back their strengths and their limitations. They don't shy away from this reflection. They embrace it because they know that self-awareness is one of the most powerful tools on the road to success. By being honest with themselves, by accepting the areas they need to improve, they build a foundation that becomes unshakable. They become skilled at adaptation, knowing that every failure equips them with the insight needed to navigate future challenges. There's a certain strength that only comes from getting back up after you've been knocked down. It's a strength that can't be taught in any classroom or learned from any book. It's a strength that comes from experience, from feeling the pain of failure and choosing to stand up again anyway. Champions develop this mental toughness because they refuse to let a temporary setback become a permanent defeat. They know that in order to succeed, they have to be willing to keep moving forward, no matter how many times they fall. They understand that each time they get back up, they're not just continuing their journey, they're building their endurance, strengthening their resolve, and proving to themselves that they are unstoppable. Setbacks are also tests of vision and purpose. When you face challenges, it's easy to lose sight of why you started in the first place. Champions, however, remain connected to their purpose. They remember why they began their journey, what they're fighting for, and why their goals matter to them. This clarity keeps them grounded and motivated, even in the face of failure. When setbacks come, champions don't question whether they're capable. They remind themselves of their purpose and draw strength from it. They use their vision as a guiding light, pulling them forward even when the path seems unclear or daunting. Failure can also foster a sense of gratitude and resilience. When champions rise after a fall, they do so with a deeper appreciation for their journey. They become grateful for the obstacles because they know these obstacles are molding them into stronger, wiser versions of themselves. They don't take success for granted because they understand the price they paid to achieve it. Every setback has taught them to be resilient, to be patient, and to trust in their journey, even when things don't make sense in the moment. They learn to let go of things they can't control and focus on what they can, namely their effort, their attitude, and their willingness to keep going. They develop an inner strength that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. Champions see setbacks not as losses, but as valuable training grounds. They understand that each fall is making them more prepared, more resilient, and more capable for handling greater challenges in the future. When they rise, they carry with them the lessons of their past, the wisdom gained from their struggles, and a deeper conviction in their ability to achieve their goals. This is what separates champions from the rest, their ability to transform failures into fuel, setbacks into steps, and challenges into chapters of their success story. Make your dreams non-negotiable. Turn I want into I will. There's a big difference between wanting something and committing to it fully. Almost everyone has dreams. They have things they want to achieve, places they want to go, goals they want to accomplish. But too often these dreams are kept at arm's length as if they're nice ideas rather than must-have realities. Many people say they want success. They want to change their lives. They want to accomplish big things, but they approach these desires with a mindset that's optional rather than mandatory. To truly make progress, you have to make a decision deep within yourself that what you're after isn't just a want, it's a will. It's non-negotiable. There's no room for doubt, no room for turning back, no room for hesitating when things get tough. This shift from I will changes everything because it transforms your dreams into commitments that you are willing to fight for, no matter the cost. When you make your dreams non-negotiable, you begin to approach them with a level of seriousness and dedication that is rare. You're no longer in a mindset of I'll try if it's convenient or I'll do it if everything lines up perfectly. Instead, you're in the mindset I'm doing this no matter what. This level of commitment requires sacrifice, focus, and resilience. It's not about hoping for the best outcome. It's about doing whatever it takes to make that outcome happen. People who make their dreams non-negotiable know that there will be obstacles, setbacks, and challenges along the way. They're not deterred by these difficulties. Instead, they expect them and prepare themselves mentally and physically to overcome them. They're willing to put in the work, to make sacrifices, and to do what others won't because they know their dream is worth it. Turning I want into I will means letting go of excuses. It means no longer allowing circumstances to dictate your actions or your level of commitment. Too often, people let external factors like time, resources, or opinions of others determine whether they pursue their dreams. They tell themselves that they'll start once things settle down, once they have more money, or once they feel more confident. But this mindset keeps them stuck in a cycle of waiting and wanting rather than doing. When you decide that your dream is non-negotiable, you stop waiting for perfect conditions and you start taking action with whatever you have, wherever you are. You stop looking for reasons why it might not work and start finding ways to make it work. You realize that excuses are just ways to avoid commitment, and you refuse to let them stand in the way of your goals. When you treat your dreams as non-negotiable, you also learn to guard your time and energy. You become more selective about what you focus on because you understand that every decision either brings you closer to your goal or pulls you away from it. You stop wasting time on distractions, on things that don't serve your purpose, on people who don't support your vision. You become disciplined because discipline is the bridge between wanting and achieving. It's what keeps you moving forward on days when motivation is low, when progress seems slow, and when others might be tempted to quit. Discipline is the proof of your commitment. It's what turns intentions into accomplishments. There's an intensity that comes with making your dreams non-negotiable. You wake up with a sense of purpose, a fire that drives you to take action, to make progress, to keep pushing forward. You become relentless because you know that your dream is every ounce of effort, every bit of sacrifice. You no longer give up when things get difficult because you've made the decision that this dream is happening no matter what. You're willing to go through the tough times, the failures, the frustrations, because you know that these are just steps on the journey to achieving something great. You don't let setbacks shake your resolve because you know that your dream is worth it. You've already decided that quitting is not an option. And this decision gives you a strength that can't be shaken by temporary obstacles. Making your dreams non-negotiable also means taking responsibility for your progress. You understand that no one else is going to make this happen for you. No one else is going to do the work, make the sacrifices, or push through the hard times on your behalf. You take ownership of your journey, knowing that your success or failure is in your hands. This sense of responsibility empowers you because you realize that you have the power to shape your future. You stop waiting for someone to give you permission, for someone to help you, or for circumstances to change. You take control, knowing that every action you take, every decision you make is moving you closer to your goal. When you turn I want into I will, you transform your life because you're no longer driven by fleeting desires or temporary motivation. You're driven by a commitment that is unwavering, by a purpose that is unshakable. This commitment gives you the strength to keep going, to push through every challenge, to stay focused and to persevere. Stay driven by your purpose and let nothing stand in your way. When you have a clear purpose, a vision that truly means something to you, it acts as an internal compass guiding you through any situation, no matter how difficult. Purpose isn't just a goal, it's a deeply rooted reason that fuels every step you take. It's the why behind your actions, the spark that keeps you going when motivation runs low, and the reason you don't stop when challenges arise. Many people go through life without a defined purpose, merely reacting to what comes their way, drifting from one thing to the next. But when you're driven by purpose, your actions become intentional, your path becomes clearer, and your resilience becomes stronger. Purpose isn't about convenience or comfort. It's about a calling that gives your life direction and meaning, making it worth every sacrifice and every ounce of effort you invest. When you let purpose drive you, you create a sense of unbreakable resolve. Obstacles don't deter you because you know why you're doing what you're doing. You're not just working toward a superficial achievement, you're working towards something that holds real personal significance. This significance becomes your anchor during turbulent times, grounding you and reminding you that every setback is temporary, every challenge is part of the process, and every small step forward matters. Purpose-driven people don't look for shortcuts because they're not just after the end result, they're committed to the journey and what it represents. They understand that growth happens in the journey, not just the destination, and that's why they keep moving forward, no matter how steep the climb may get. When you're truly driven by purpose, you gain clarity that helps you filter out distractions. You stop wasting time on things that don't serve your goal or on activities that pull you away from your vision. Every decision, every action, and every moment is aligned with your purpose, and this alignment makes you powerful. It gives you focus, and with focus comes progress. Purpose-driven people know that their energy is precious, so they invest it wisely. They're selective about where they spend their time, who they spend it with, and what they allow into their lives. They understand that every distraction is a potential roadblock, and they're determined to keep their path as clear as possible. When you have purpose, you don't need constant reminders to stay on track because the desire to fulfill that purpose comes from within. It's a natural, self-sustaining motivation that keeps you going. Purpose also breeds resilience. When setbacks happen, and they always do, purpose is what helps you bounce. Without purpose, setbacks can feel overwhelming and defeating, but when you're grounded in a strong sense of purpose, you see challenges as temporary roadblocks rather than permanent barriers. Purpose gives you a perspective that allows you to keep your eyes on the bigger picture, reminding you that your journey is bigger than any single obstacle. Purpose-driven individuals don't let temporary failures define them. Instead, they use those failures as lessons, as opportunities to learn, to grow, and to improve. They don't dwell on the setbacks. They take what they need from them and keep moving forward. This resilience isn't just a product of discipline or willpower. It's a product of knowing that what they're working toward is worth every ounce of struggle. Purpose also inspires perseverance. When you have a purpose that's meaningful to you, you're willing to go the extra mile, to put in the extra hours, to make the tough decisions that others might shy away from. Purpose isn't always easy. Sometimes it requires you to make sacrifices, to take risks, to push through discomfort, and to face challenges head on. But purpose-driven people know that the satisfaction of living in alignment with their vision far outweighs the comfort of an easy path. They're willing to do what it takes, not because they have to, but because they want to, because they believe in the importance of what they're doing. They don't see sacrifices as losses. They see them as investments in a future that truly matters to them. Having purpose also keeps you steady in the face of doubt. When other people don't understand your journey, when they question your choices or suggest that you take an easier route, your purpose becomes your source of strength. You're not swayed by others' opinions because you know that they don't see the vision that you see. They don't feel the calling that you feel, and they're not driven by the same purpose that drives you. You don't need their approval because you're not living for anyone else's definition of success. Purpose gives you the confidence to trust yourself, to believe in your own journey, and to keep pushing forward regardless of who supports you or who doubts you. A life driven by purpose is one of fulfillment and meaning. It gives you a reason to get up in the morning, a reason to keep going, and a reason to push yourself beyond what you thought was possible. When you're driven by purpose, you're not just working toward a goal, you're fulfilling a calling. And that calling becomes the reason you let nothing stand in your way.